When you have got an employee that potentially does have a health issue that may prevent them from doing their duties for you, in that situation, I'd recommend that you get a medical opinion on the extent of the issue and what they are and aren't capable of doing, and when they're likely to be able to come back and do the job that they were doing before the illness. Ordinarily, the first port of call is the GP, but you might decide that actually you want to go straight to an occupational health therapist who can go through an assessment of the employee in the context of their job and what they can and can't do. Say they've hurt their back, they're a manual worker, an occupational health therapist will look at whether they're able to lift a certain weight as part of their normal duties. So it might be worthwhile investing in that kind of report. It also supports you as an employer as well, so that if further down the line you find that actually you're going to have to let that employee go because they can't do the job that you've employed them to do, then you're making your decisions on the basis of facts and objective evidence. It's not subjective that you're fed up of them throwing sickies and being unreliable and not turning into work. It's on the basis of the medical evidence. So once you've got that evidence, you need to review it. I'd take some advice from HR or legal as to what that report actually means in the context of the employee's employment, and have a meeting with them to discuss it. So when you meet with them, go through the report, say, is this accurate? What are your thoughts on this? And, what would you do in our situation? Sometimes you can ask that question. And the employee may say, yeah, well, it's not likely that I'm going to come back, so I think it's better if we part ways. And maybe you can move the conversation down that way. It's tricky when you've got a situation where the medical report sits on the fence and/or says that they're likely to come back in a short space of time. You need to judge each case on its facts. So if you've had somebody work for you for 10 years and a medical report says that they're likely to come back in 4 weeks' time and be an absolutely perfect employee again, then you're unlikely to be able to justify a dismissal in that situation. You can have a look at other options as well. So it might be that you've got other roles within the business that you could put that employee into. So you retain the skill set, the loyalty, the knowledge that that employee has about your business, but just in a slightly different role.